Welcome back to my Over 40 Beauty channel. Today I'm going to share with you some hacks on how to decrease the appearance of your pore size, as well as some Hollywood makeup tips. By the way, my name is Jentri. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I help women over 40 restore their skin. Please like and subscribe to my channel and make sure and set that notification bell. I started my career off in film. Making skin look natural, especially in editorials or in film, is much harder than it may seem. I'm going to show you how to conceal those dark under eye structural issues, which are different than vascular issues. I'm also going to show you how to easily cover up those blemishes, those imperfections where you can still look natural. So let's dive in. A couple things that I want to mention. If you're trying to make your skin look really natural, there are things that are non-negotiables. Now, my skin has really been behaving badly. Thank you, hormonal fluctuations. I'm in my late 40s. You can see this side of my skin. As a skincare professional, I can tell you what happens. Sometimes when you have areas that break out, that infection is spreading underneath the skin, and you try to extract something that's not meant or ready to be extracted yet, and you're pushing on it, you're just spreading the infection. If you've tried to cover up a blemish with makeup before, you know it is not an easy thing to do. It's no small feat. So in addition to covering up dark structural issues today, I also want to share my best makeup hack on how to conceal blemishes where your skin will still look natural. I highly recommend you use something with primer. This is my tinted primer. I wear it every single day. It's called Priming Duo because it has other skin-loving ingredients in it. It's basically an anti-aging tinted moisturizer with SPF, hyaluronic acid, and primer in it. So it's got all the things. If you don't want something that has a tint in it, this is one of my favorites from CoverGirl because it's inexpensive, and it also has a lotiony, like face lotiony consistency, so it could double as your moisturizer if you don't have super dry skin. There's another one that I like. I don't have it in front of me, but it is by Murad, and I like it because it's an SPF that has primer-like qualities in it. There's also things like Supergoop that you may be more familiar with, and Prime Prometics, the list goes on. They're sort of, I feel like they're trending and becoming more popular, so I think you're gonna see more and more of those types of sunscreens, and I do think those serve you well. They usually have some type of dimethicone, something like that, that helps smooth out the skin, and that is also going to help you prevent water loss. Tool, I should say, transepidural water loss. And so to help you avoid that, you want to also finish your products with something that's occlusive, so you're helping seal in that moisture. Isn't this how all the influencers do it? This is what I'm using, and I'm using it in a shade medium. You always want to apply your skincare really closely together, right? So if you're applying your serums and your moisturizers, etc., in order to keep everything smooth and supple, it's a good idea to apply it pretty quickly one after another. Too much time in between those steps, the skin can kind of feel dry again, and you might not have the smoothest application. So I already have on my skincare, I have on my sunscreen because I already went on my walk today, and now I'm going to apply my primer. I did a whole video on the importance of wearing primer as you age. So if you're still on the fence about primer or thinking that primer is no different than moisturizer, definitely go back and watch my video on YouTube that I made for you, and you'll understand why you want to wear primer. It really does help diffuse the look of those fine lines and wrinkles around this eye area so that you don't have to wear as much concealer. It helps smooth out your skin. It helps your blemishes become less visible. Obviously, I'm going to give you my little hack, and we're going to properly conceal these. But if you are not having skin challenges, or if you do have a lot of stuff to cover, you still want to apply your primer first because you need a smooth surface. If you just try to cover up something that's flaky or crusty or scabbing, you already know it's not gonna be a pretty scene. It's not gonna cover up nicely, but the trick is to use something with primer over it. It gives you that smooth surface, and then go in and cover it up. If you have structural issues under here, that's gonna be different than vascular issues. If you have vascular issues, you can address it with skincare. Use something with caffeine. I use my I Dream of Coffee. That works really well because it helps constrict your blood vessels. if you don't have if you don't have vascular issues, if you have structural issues, that means you usually have a dark C shape right here under your eyes, and you have this hollow right here. So look, I'm just going to be 100% real with you. Nothing in skincare is going to help with structural issues. With the overall integrity of your skin, yes, but with these issues, nothing will help except surgery and makeup. So that's why I want to give you this tip today. You can either use 2 different shades of concealer. You can use a lighter color and your normal color that you wear. So in my case, I use a medium concealer. I would apply my medium concealer underneath my eyes, and then I would apply a lighter shade right underneath here. Now, you can also take a little brush and a really heavy foundation or creamy concealer. It's totally up to you. I'm gonna put a little bit of when I say heavy foundation, I just mean something that is full coverage, that really covers your skin. I'm gonna use this is our mineral liquid powder foundation in Tender Beige, and I'm just going to focus right here where those dark circles are. And the reason I can do this is because I've already applied my priming duo, which is tinted. So I'm going to be able to get a little coverage with that. And then I'm just gonna focus on where the darkness lies. So I'm gonna avoid these areas out here where you have these fine lines and wrinkles, okay? And the next thing I'm doing is I'm actually pressing it into my skin. You don't pull or tug, but you press. And when you press that into your skin, it's almost like it melts, because similarly to skincare, like when you apply skincare on your face and it heats up with your skin, it spreads. Well, when you press it into your skin with the warmth of your hand, it's also going to melt a little bit. So it's going to look more like skin and less like makeup. So here is an amazing Hollywood tip. Again, imperative, you gotta have a tinted primer, some sort of tinted moisturizer. But if you have a tinted moisturizer and it's not a primer like this one, then you need 2 different products. Then you'll need your primer and then you'll need your tinted moisturizer. So I just like everything in one, but you know, you do you. The secret is I'm using this tiny little winged liner brush here, and you see how it has a tiny little tip on it. Typically not for covering up imperfections. This one is by Sigma. I really like their brushes. And I'm just going to come in, and typically we feel like if we have a blemish or something, we have to like put a ton of makeup on it, or sort of put it all, whatever we're using, put it all over our skin. And that's just not the case. If you want a really natural application, you can take a tiny little brush like this with the, again, I'm using the heaviest foundation I have with the most coverage, and I'm using it in the smallest way over my tinted primer. Try it and report back. Look, I have no other makeup. I don't have any other makeup on my eyes. I don't have any concealer. I don't have nothing. All I have is this product here and what I just showed you using this makeup hack. And I feel like my skin looks clear enough. Obviously, there's a lot of things that I want to address right now, like the dark corners of my eyes here. And I can take my matte beige brow highlighter actually, and I can get rid of those really quickly here, because if you forget this little area in the corners, your eyes will just, they will never look like they are bright enough. If doing something like that will instantly brighten and lift your eye area. You know, I also want to come here underneath the brow area. And if you have heavy-headed or dark eyes, this is a great hack. You just don't want to go down too far, and it doesn't have any sparkle or shimmer in it. But anytime you put anything light on your eyes, it has the ability to make it look puffy. So that's why we created this one in a matte shade. There's no shimmer in it. It's literally the easiest hack I could ever give you for lifting and brightening up your eye area. If you're using this and you notice that your skin is a little dry, you just heat it up on the back of your clean hand like this until it starts to glide, and then you can move it, glide it a lot easier. I always put so much beauty fluid and things like that on my face, and even right here underneath my brow bone, that my eyelid area here doesn't get too dry, but I realize that you might not. And in that case, again, just warm it up on the back of your hand and you will be good to go. I hope this information was helpful for you today. Before we leave, I do want to leave you with a few tips on how to reduce your pore size. Whenever you are using a skincare product and you want to decrease the appearance of your pore size, you have a few different options. One, I really recommend using something with BHAs in it. This is one that has, this is an example of a BHA exfoliating cleanser. You could use something like this a few times a week. You can use an exfoliating cleanser of your choice every night if it doesn't dry out your skin. That's personally what I like to do a lot of the times. You can use exfoliating peel pads. Here's one. This one is actually gentle enough to use every day. Some you need to wash off. You can use a leave-on tonic. There's one, first one I ever used in my life, like 20 something years ago, was from Aveda because I'm Aveda trained, and it was a leave-on exfoliating tonic, one of the best I've ever used. And since then, I've used a lot of different ones that I really like as well. One by Control Corrective. It is mostly salicylic acid. It's a spray type of toner, but it's an exfoliator. There's a very popular one by Paula's Choice, the 2%. These are just some recommendations off the top of my head as a licensed esthetician, things that I've used in the past, things that I would recommend. There's not a one size fits all when it comes to doing anything, and you can't shrink or you can't permanently, I should say, shrink pores. And let's be clear, they don't open and close. They soften with warm water. And then all we can really do are these things to help improve the appearance of them. So using something with a BHA on a regular basis, not all of these at once, just pick one and do whatever works for you within your lifestyle, whatever your skin likes and responds to well. Pick one of those. Also, using something with a retinol at night can help with the overall integrity of your skin, and that will also help with the appearance of the pore size. And last but not least, what we're talking about today, using something with primer can help with improve the texture of the skin. It can help sort of diffuse fine lines and wrinkles, and also help you have a decrease in visibility when it comes to those pores. Guys, I hope that it was helpful for you today. I hope you love this makeup hack. I hope you put it to good use, and I will link some of these things down below for reference. The more you know, the more you glow. Ciao for now.